Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. Coco Gauff offers uplifting message to Amanda Anisimova after Wimbledon heartbreak. Many were quick to have Amanda Anisimova's back after a Wimbledon match she will never forget for the wrong reasons. And that includes fellow American Coco Gauff. The two-time Grand Slam champion rallied around Anisimova after she fell 6-0. 6-0 to Iga Swiatek in the women's singles final Saturday in devastating fashion. It marked the first time a losing player has failed to win a game in the women's final since 1988, per ESPN. So much to be proud of. Amanda, keep your head up. Gauff, who won the French Open in June before suffering a first-round exit in the grass court major, posted on X with 3 heart emojis and a crown emoji. While she lost, Anisimova, competing in her first major final at 23 years old, provided another big moment for American tennis. Her semi-final win made her the 4th American woman to make it to the final for the 4th straight major. Billie Jean King also posted on X saying, "Congratulations once again to the champion, at Iga_Swiatek, and the finalist, Amanda Anisimova. So much to be proud of here." Considering Anisimova's uneven career, fans were quick to show her support. "We'll be rooting for Amanda Anisimova from afar going forward." One X user posted, "You have to be pretty cold not to feel for Amanda Anisimova." Another posted, "Bless Amanda Anisimova." A fan posted on X, "She's got a massive paycheck. She's playing in a Wimbledon final. And yet today must be one of the worst days of her life. Sad to see." The Freehold Township, NJ native bursted onto the scene at 17, making a run through the 2019 French Open that saw her not lose a set until her semifinal loss. However, things took a turn in her personal life after her father passed away suddenly from a heart attack in 2019. The following year, in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic, Anisimova, like Naomi Osaka, began talking about her mental health struggles and balancing that with the game of tennis. In 2020 and the years following, Anisimova never saw the success that she did as a teenager. The losses soon piled up and became too much, and she left the sport in 2023 for a mental health break. Anisimova eventually started training again and returned to the tour last year. Coming back, she fell well outside of top 400 players, but saw a resurgence this year. She won the Qatar Total Energies Open in Doha in February, made it to the Queen's Club final in June, and went as far as the round of 16 at Roland Garros. By July, she inserted herself in the top 10 and stunned number 1 Aryna Sabalenka to reach the Wimbledon final. "Thank you to everyone who supported me since my first round match here. It's been such an incredible atmosphere, and you guys have carried me through this entire championship," Anisimova said in tears at the award ceremony following her loss. "Even though I ran out of gas a bit today, and I wish I could put on a better performance for all of you, you guys have still been there for me and lifted me up. So thank you so much." Wimbledon, the crown jewel of tennis tradition, has long been a stage where brilliance and heartbreak dance in close harmony. This year was no different. On the same grass courts where legends are made, Amanda Anisimova's dreams came crashing down in a heartbreaking loss that left fans and commentators stunned. But amid the echoes of disappointment and the weight of dashed hopes, a quiet moment of grace stole the spotlight. A heartfelt message from Coco Gauff to her friend and fellow American, Amanda Anisimova. Two journeys, one understanding. Coco Gauff and Amanda Anisimova have long walked parallel paths. Both were teenage sensations, heralded as the future of American tennis before they could legally drive. They know the weight of expectation, the pressure of greatness, and the fragile balance between confidence and collapse. Though their journeys have diverged, their emotional landscapes remain eerily similar. Amanda, once seen as a Grand Slam contender at just 17 when she reached the French Open semifinals in 2019, has faced injury, personal loss, and a tempest of self-doubt. Just as she appeared to be regaining momentum, her Wimbledon campaign ended abruptly in a second-round defeat. The disappointment was etched into her face as she left the court, her posture sagging under the burden of what could have been. Coco Gauff, now 21, and a reigning Grand Slam champion, watched from the stands. But she didn't just see the match, she saw Amanda. The person, the fighter, the friend. And in the hours following the loss, Coco did what champions of character do. She extended a hand, not of sympathy, but of solidarity. The message that mattered. On social media, in a world too often filled with rivalry and bravado, Coco shared a quiet yet powerful message addressed to Amanda. It wasn't lengthy. It didn't need to be. Sometimes, the most healing words are the simplest ones. You are so much more than this moment. Your fight, your resilience, your heart, I see it. And the world will see it again too. Keep going, Amanda. It was a message that rippled through the tennis world, not because it was dramatic or poetic, but because it was real. Gauff didn't write it as a public statement. She wrote it as someone who understood. She offered grace, the kind of grace that doesn't always find its way into elite sport. And Amanda saw it. She responded with a teary-eyed heart emoji and a brief note. Thank you for seeing me. That means everything. A sisterhood of resilience. Tennis is often described as a solitary sport. One player, one racket, one court. No teammates. No one to cover your back on a bad day. But behind the scenes, especially among players who rise together, there is an invisible sisterhood. One built not on victories, but on shared pain. Coco and Amanda have known each other since junior tournaments. They've trained together, competed side by side, and witnessed each other's triumphs and tumbles. For Coco, watching Amanda fall wasn't watching an opponent lose. It was watching a sister stumble. In her message, Gauff became more than a sports star. She became a symbol of what the world, and sport especially, needs more of: empathy without pity, encouragement without pretense, and friendship that transcends the scoreboard. Beyond the baseline, what we can learn. The world is quick to elevate winners and forget those who falter. But in this moment, Coco Gauff reminded us that the real measure of character isn't how we celebrate our own victories, but how we respond to others' defeats. This gesture between two young women, barely out of adolescence, reveals more maturity than many seasoned veterans. It invites us to reconsider how we define greatness. Is it just Grand Slam trophies and perfect seasons? Or is it also the ability to pause, reflect, and lift someone else when they've been knocked down? In the high-stakes world of professional sports, athletes are often conditioned to think of only themselves, their brand, their results. But Gauff's message was a quiet rebellion against that norm. It was a declaration that success doesn't have to come at the expense of compassion. The echo of a moment. Wimbledon will always be remembered for its champions. Names engraved in silver, lifted above the grass in triumph. But sometimes, the moments that linger most aren't the ones that end in cheers, but the ones that unfold in silence, behind locker room doors, in tear-streaked goodbyes, and in unexpected kindness. Coco Gauff's message to Amanda Anisimova might never make it into the official highlight reels. But for Amanda, and for many watching, it was the moment that mattered most. It said, "You are not alone. Your story isn't over, and someone who has walked the same path is waiting for you at the next bend, cheering you forward." In that spirit, the heartbreak of Wimbledon becomes something more. It becomes a testament to the resilience of athletes, yes, but more importantly, to the human capacity for empathy. The bigger picture, healing in the public eye. For Amanda Anisimova, this Wimbledon loss was not just about tennis. It symbolized the emotional toll of returning to a place she once dominated, only to fall short. But Gauff's support reframed that narrative. Amanda isn't defined by one match, and neither are any of us. Coco reminded the world that athletes carry invisible burdens, personal tragedies, mental health battles, the relentless demand to be perfect. A simple message, especially from someone who knows the terrain, can be the lifeline that keeps hope alive. It also sends a powerful message to young fans. Competitors don't have to be enemies. You can fight hard on the court and still hold space for someone's pain afterward. There's room in sports and in life for both excellence and kindness. What's next? Amanda Anisimova will rise again. That much is clear, not because of rankings or predictions, but because of her heart. And she'll rise not just on the strength of her own will, but because she knows she's seen, supported, and believed in. Coco Gauff, for all her accolades, just won another kind of championship, one of spirit. Her message may have been for Amanda, but it reached far wider. It reminded fans, fellow athletes, and aspiring young dreamers that kindness is not a weakness. It is a strength. Sometimes, the strongest thing you can do is stop, look back, and lift someone else. Final thoughts. More than a game. Wimbledon gave us heartbreak. But in that heartbreak bloomed something beautiful, connection. In a world where comparison often overshadows compassion, Coco Gauff chose the latter. And in doing so, she helped rewrite what sportsmanship looks like in the 21st century. Her message wasn't just an act of friendship. It was an act of courage, grace, and leadership. As the grass courts fall silent and the world moves on to the next tournament, that single moment between Coco and Amanda will remain. A gentle reminder that in the game of life, we are not measured by points won, but by hearts touched.